How do you build an age lead pipeline that's duplicatable for your agents to consistently close without you having to go to a lead vendor? I'm going to be breaking down every single step in this video that we've been using, other agencies have been using, and why this strategy works. My name is Trey. I'm the owner of Agent Lead Lab. In the past 3.5 years, we've helped 550 agents issue pay $40,000 per month. And on this channel, all I try to do is give you the concepts, principles, and thoughts behind what they're doing and why it works. As always, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go ahead and hop into the video. All right, first things first, let's go ahead and talk about this. So where did this come from? So kind of hear me out. Currently, I'm growing my business the same way that you all are. Just to be honest, let me talk a little bit about numbers. So I've been in the industry for about 4.5 years. Sorry, 3.5 years. I apologize. I'm going on 4 here soon. And I've played in the NFL. For those that know, I was on the practice squad for the Atlanta Falcons. My goal has always been to make the NFL. If you want to know more about my story, there's a whole video, so I won't waste your time going through that today. But the reason I'm telling you that is I've grown my business strictly off of just word of mouth and referrals. And we've done anywhere between like 60 to about 130K was probably the most I ever did per month as a lead generation, lead vending company. And since starting, I've went through a lot of hurdles, a lot of obstacles, a lot of highs, a lot of lows. One of the things that I haven't done thus far, because I've ran ads and then I've had to go play. I've ran ads and I had to go play. I ran ads and some stuff happened. So to get the momentum, I've never really locked in. And also, I've always had football. So if you think about my schedule, I was waking up at 4:30. I would go train at 6 or 7. I'd finish training at 9, take a shot, be back home at like 10 or 11. And then I'd start my day. And then that was like off season and in season, I'd wake up 6, go because I had to get 7-8 hours of sleep. Go to practice. I'd be at meetings in practice from 7 to about 4 in the afternoon, and then I'd work from 5 to 6:30. I'd do like an hour and a half of work, and then I'd watch film. So for 3 years, I was just thinking about ways to grow and going hard, but never able to give it my all. Since I've decided to retire and give it my all, I've literally been able to scale my agency from doing at most, 120, and mindful with that 120, our margins were just god awful because I wasn't really able to analyze the business in the way that I wanted to, because you can't chase two things. And for me, it was all football, right? It was like the business was something I was honestly kind of doing on the side. And I say that in the most humbly way, that we were doing, 60 to 100K a month on the side. Which is a blessing because I'm not special. Now, I'm not here to talk your head off today in this video. So if you're new, apologize. It's not how it always starts. I'm explaining how we got here. So during this time, I've worked with tons of agencies, right? As you know, we've helped 550 agents individually, but now we've helped right around 4 agencies grow and hit that $1 million a month mark. And there's a few themes that I'm noticing, but ways that I would do it, and also patterns that I've learned that are successful for people that are scaling. And a few things, right, is a lot of people want to buy age leads. Like, we sell age leads, okay? And I think that it's great to buy age leads. But what's better than buying age leads is creating your own pipeline. Now, why is this beneficial, right? Let's talk about the pain point, okay? So why is building a age lead pipeline important? You're going to see why I mentioned that story here in a second. One of the things that I learned, so we talk about why it's important, my bad. One of the things that I learned quickly as I've been scaling my business and now not playing football is like, there are so many leads that I didn't get a chance to work. That's why I'm telling you that story. I would run ads. So here's what I would do. In the off season, I'd run ads because I could work from like 10, 11 till about 4. No, 10, 11 till about 6, right? And I'd run ads, I'd book my own appointments, I'd call, I hired setters, I've tried it kind of all, I've done the high ticket, whatever it may be. But I would run ads, I'd call them, try to book after training. And then if I didn't get them to close, I really wasn't working too hard. Like in the off season, I would, but when the season came, it was like, if leads were coming in, what am I going to do? Call them? It's like, no, I have a game to play. So I had so much extra juice hanging off or whatever, whatever. You guys get the point. I had a lot of extra leads that I could work. And I always thought in my head, like, man, like, I could hire a setter, but then I'd have to train them and then I have to teach them. And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. So fast forward now, we go from doing like 110, then the next month we did 170, and then we did 200, 250, and then this month we're on track to probably do 250 again. And top of the year, we're going to push 300 to probably 400, all right, a month. And we're going to keep scaling up. And there's new strategy and stuff we're doing. But one of the things that I've done is just literally 2 weeks ago, I decided to bring in a sales team. I was like, yo, let me see what it looks like for me to start bringing in reps to help me. And lo and behold, the theory is true. As an agent, I didn't grow my agency. I don't cap on this channel. I tell you guys the truth. I was a 30 to 40K a month producer, but I did not initiate paid. I did not build an agency, but I was a part of agencies. And I saw some of the things that they were doing and I didn't like it. And not in a bad way, but things that I would have done different. Let me say that. And then I work with other agencies. And here's what I've noticed. This is the most important thing. Why is it important to build an age lead pipeline? Because every agent, no matter what, sorry, this is in all caps, is going to need to buy aged or supplemental leads at some point. I don't care if it's when they start because they don't have a lot of money, or it's when they're big and they're working high intent leads and they don't have enough activity. If you don't have activity, it doesn't matter. So it's like, if you're not generating leads, it doesn't matter. For me, when I didn't have activity, my ROI wasn't there. I didn't have people to talk to. Who am I supposed to talk to? How am I supposed to grow my pipeline if I don't have anybody to communicate with, right? Well, if you're a new agent, why do you need new leads? So I'm a new agent. I need leads, aged leads, because I need reps. People are like, yeah, put them on fresh leads. Dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Why would you do that? You think my first week I put my sales reps on fresh leads? Why would I do that? That doesn't make sense to me. It never has and never will. It's like, I use so many analogies. I had a guy call me today. That's why, and by the way, just so you guys are clear, new people that are new to my channel, I've been on here, but I do talk about real things that have happened. That's why I like doing this, because this is for me kind of like therapy. You guys aren't, this is like a way for me to, I guess, do like a podcast in a way where I can just come on and all I do is just bring up real life things. I'm not here. I don't make any of this stuff up. I literally think through the day. I'm like, all right, what happened? What concept and principle can I teach on that's going to help agents and agency owners make more money? Because my thing is like, I want you to get to 40K. I want you to get your agency to 300-400K and then hit us up and invest with us. And I'm committed to this the long haul. Now I'm like, okay, well, when I was playing, I didn't have time to do stuff like this. I already know this is going to take a long time to grow my YouTube channel. For those of you that are watching now, I appreciate y'all. And for those of you that watch in the future, I appreciate you as well. You're kind of late to the party, but it's okay. And by the future, I mean years from now, whatever it may be, because I'm going to continue to learn. Like, I don't even have this thing down pat. It's in my office, just building this, getting this set up. I'm really just in grind, money-making mode. I'm saying all that to say, go back to me. I would not bring my reps in to work fresh leads, meaning fresh life insurance agents who fill out our ads. Why would I do that? So, and the same thing applies if you're getting life insurance agents. Like, you're giving them fresh leads so they can fumble. It makes no sense. It's like everybody has to train before you can execute at a high level. To me, running fresh leads is like playing a game. Running aged leads is like getting reps and training. Right. Well, the difference here is you can do all the script training you want. I don't care what you say. Until you get reps, it doesn't matter. That's why, to me, if I was an agency owner, what I would do and what I did with my people is I'd be like, here's a very rough outline of the script. You're going to take this. I need to see your work ethic. I need to see how intentional you are and if you can actually make it happen. If you can do that, you're good. If you're not willing to do that, then it's like, okay, you're kind of showing me what you're on. If you're like, oh, I have to have this. No, you need to get your teeth kicked in because you can't afford to waste money. Now, as a business owner, I definitely can't do that because I'm the one paying for the leads, right? So it's like, you're not going to waste my leads, respectfully. But if they're an independent contractor, they can do what they want. But why would you treat them any differently? See, if you're honest with people and you give them the blueprint, they're fine. Now, most people don't want to tell you to do that because they're afraid of hard work. It's like, but why are you afraid of hard work? Like, you got to put hard work into anything. So what I think is, if you're going to get your teeth kicked in because you're going to suck, like, people lie to people, like, yeah, it's going to be easy. Don't lie. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard, right? Everybody has to work age leads at some point. It's either supplement or it's because you're just getting started. You don't have money. You either got time or money. Even if you got money, to me, I would work age leads. I need you to feel what it feels like to work leads and get real objections. Because when you get fresh leads, if you've been working age leads and crushing it, you'll overcome them. If you've never really gotten over that hump and you always use fresh leads to mitigate your lack of skill, you're going to be hurting. I have tons of videos that break down why having a unique skill set and environments are important, but that's not what this video is for. If you're a new agent, though, you need reps. Why would you spend $1,000 to get reps when you could spend $100, $200, $300, $400? You're saving $600. You should not treat your first few batches of lead with so much emotional attachment. Me, my first day, I damn near cried as an agent because I spent $750. Now, I'm the type of bull where I put myself in that situation because they told me and I just pulled the trigger and I swiped. Now, do I think you should spend like $100? No, like you should spend enough to where it hurts, but you should also spend enough to where it hurts. And if you lose it, you're not going to die, right? Like I only had like $4,000 in my account when I dropped 750. So it was like, yo. Now in a perfect world, maybe I may have spent like 500, but it don't make a difference. It made me a dog in that respect. The purpose though is that you need reps. So what I tell all of our new clients that are getting work with us, I said, look, people always ask me, why are you all's age leads priced that way? It's makes sense because I've been doing this for a while. I understand the psychology of agents. I know what they're looking for and what's actually works. See, the difference is when you got a pulse on the community and you actually care and you help people gain success, you then start shifting and shaping your business. When I was playing ball, which is why I started with that, I wasn't able to see that. Now I knew that, but I lost sight of it because it's not my main focus. Now, understanding and knowing if I'm building an agency, I'm going to send my people to go get the cheapest reps to get kicked in the mouth so they can gain the skill. So when they get the fresh reps, they close more at a higher premium. They get less, like it's a process, but most people don't have a process, right? So if you're going to, and we're not even talking about building your pipeline. I'm going to talk to you exactly how to do that later in the video. Right now, we're just talking about the essentials of like why certain people need it. New agents need reps. Okay, that's the whole philosophy. Get reps, right? Get reps for an affordable rate. Not expensive. No need to spend to waste. To me, it makes zero sense. Okay, let's talk about seasoned agent. Because people are like, well, I don't want to run this. It's like, well, supplement. You're probably like, well, what does that mean? Okay, look. We're going to get into building your own age pipeline. But for right now, let's just say that you're buying high intent leads. High intent. You're doing like transfers. Let's not use transfers. You're doing anything that has real-time leads where they just come in slowly. First of all, if you're doing that, you need to have patience. Let's just throw that. I should make a whole video on like high intent leads, how to work them, and having patience. Matter of fact, let me pause the video for me tomorrow. So what I'm trying to get at is if you're a seasoned agent, you need to think about how do I supplement? I'm doing high intent. Activity equals cash flow or equals deals or equals opportunities, and opportunities equals presentations, and presentations equals closes because it's the law of averages. So if I'm just getting high intent, why not supplement? It's like, I don't want to do that. It's like, okay, well, what are your income goals? Reverse engineer. Whole video on that. I'm not going to waste your time. But understand, though, that if you're a seasoned agent, you want to have supplement. I'll give you an example. When I was an agent and I was doing 30 to 40K a month, one of the differences was when I went, and I have a video of this breaking down my jump from 15 to 30K and then from 30 to like 30 and 40 every month and kind of what were the ways that I was booking appointments doing tie downs. But think about this. You're paying for exclusive leads, right? They're coming in slowly. They're always going to come slow. Like if the way I look at it is people want high intent leads and then want them to come fast and then get mad when they don't and then get mad when they're expensive. Makes no sense. Make a decision, right? Like you either want to go for premium leads that are really good and drip pretty slow, but you're going to get like every 10, you're going to close to like that. You got to be willing to raise your hand and say, I'll pay whatever for that. Or you're going to get volume-based leads with bad numbers, people telling you to kick rocks, and skills at the utmost, and you're going to have a lot of activity, and you're going to always be working. People want high intent, speed, low price. Not going to happen. You got to make a choice. You have to make a choice, right? You got to make a choice on which of those three is most important. Do you want high intent? Cool. You can only pick two. You want high intent and you want speed? You have to pay a lot of money. You want high intent and you want more affordable? It ain't gonna come in fast, right? So it's like you gotta, you know what I mean? Like you want speed and you want affordable? It's not gonna be high intent. You gotta pick your combos. It's like you're getting all three, not gonna happen unless you get into the branded advertising and you start doing what people are calling self-gen, which is basically just running ads, which we'll talk about here soon. But the seasoned agent has high intent premium leads, nothing to work during the day. So one of two things happens. If they're not, this is why I always tell agency owners to do premium leads. If you're not an agency owner, there's really no need for you to do premium leads unless you're just working and you like working. Otherwise, you're going to be very bored. You're going to get very frustrated in the process, and you're not going to work the leads properly. See, when I have a bunch of leads to call, when I just like call through, I take a break, I come back, I call through because I have enough. When you only have one or two leads, you call them, you're like, okay, I called them again. Like, oh, they're not picking up. And then you just give up. And it's like, okay, well, if you had 100 other leads to dial in the meantime, then you came back to them, like you would just look at it different. You don't have so much attachment. And when you have only 25, 30 leads and you have no supplement, you have so much attachment. It's like, yo, if you took all that out and you just focused on having the high intent and then you supplemented it with some aged leads, who cares if you, this is the way I look at it. To me, aged leads is training ground. So if you're just doing high intent, all you're doing is playing games, which is cool, but you never train. Now, if you buy a whole lot of them, you can, because reps are still reps. You're not going to close everybody. Everybody's not going to be interested. People are going to no-show you. You're going to get chargebacks. Like, it's a part of the game. If you think that it's not, then you're fooling yourself. My thought process is, if I know that I can get fresh leads and then supplement with aged leads, why not? It's funny. I was telling one of my sales reps earlier, and I'll get into this in a second. This transitions us, is when you can build your own when you can build your own pipeline, here are things. Here are things to consider. Okay? Number one, you should be doing self-gen, or you should be doing or be agency owner. You're probably like, okay, what does that mean? Self-gen for people is just running ads. So it's like this new term. It's just running ads, guys. It's not anything special. Okay. You're paying somebody to run ads for you. You're just paying for ad spend. Self-gen model, hey, look, pay the flat rate, get the leads come in, you close them. Now, the thing about self-gen that people like, even though it's all the same theoretically, is that you can crank up the knob up and down. And they feel like they're getting something special when in reality, if you're not like on the ads, you're not really doing anything but just paying the fee in a separate way, because that $750 or that 100 or that 1,000 or that 1,500 or 2K is somehow intertwined in there if you just buy leads. Genuinely. And I'm not against it because we have an agency model, but it's like, I used to try to overcomplicate. It's like, dude, we just run your ads, bro. Like, let's just keep it simple. Difference between me and them is like, they're just running generic ads. We're running branded ads. The problem though, is that people don't have patience for branded because they don't think like business owners. And it goes back to what I said. But if you thought about it differently, you would have a completely different outlook. People think and they overestimate how much they can actually take in one sitting. They're like, yo, I'm doing my own lead gen. I'm not going to pass my leads off. I'm going to keep working them. And it's like, yes, but at some point when you're the person, once again, that is doing self-gen because you have the money to pay for it and you're running ads, which in my opinion, if you're going to run ads, like don't spend $50 a day, $100 a day. Like spend $200, $250. Like spend something that's like worth it. That way you can get the compounding effect. Because if you don't, you're kind of wasting your time. And you won't be able to do what I'm about to say. So if you do self-gen, right, or run ads, okay, now let's say you're spending 200 plus per day, okay? And let's just say with that, you're getting 20 leads a day, okay? So it's $10 a lead. Very realistic for most markets. You could do that with like FEX. I've seen some IUL campaigns, typically not mortgage, it's a little bit more expensive, right? But let's just say mortgage for the sake of it, okay? You're getting 20 fresh leads per day. They're coming in, they're dripping in, whatever. There is no way that you are going to work 20 leads effectively by yourself every single day, even with a dialer, even with all things. You're not going to work them. So here's what I would say. If you're getting 20 leads a day, right? Why in the world would you make your new agent sign up for that? Why would you not, after a week, you work the leads, start handing them off? I brought myself up because that's what I do. If I'm on a call, if I'm literally on a call right now and a lead comes in, I'm not going, oh yeah, I'm going to call that. That's selfish. It's like, bro, just give the lead to your agent. Like, you need to speed the lead, right? It's like, yeah. Well, I'll call him. It's like, dude, you're on an appointment. If you're getting 10 leads a day, you are going to be in a presentation appointment, be busy, be driving, be doing something where you cannot call that lead within the first 5 minutes. And you are going to choose, you're going to make the decision to say, I would rather wait, right? And try to call the lead myself than give it to an agent who's actively going to make a sale because I'm like, oh, I need the bread. Bro, that is so backwards to me. And here's what it also doesn't do. I have a video I talked about yesterday. I talked about culture and environment. If you create an environment where everybody eats, your people, I talked about the most important thing if you're a life insurance agent, you're growing, is that people know you care. If they don't know you care, if they can't feel like, this person is rocking with me, they really care about me. At the end of the day, if they don't know that you care, it's like, okay, if they do, I'm sorry, they know that you care about them, they're gonna be indebted to you. You're gonna be like, I'd do anything for you. I'm gonna grow this team. Like, what vision and mission are we on? Because they know that you're rocking with them. If you can't set that, tell them like, okay, this is where we're going, this is what we're doing, it doesn't matter. So what I say is like, okay, look, you're getting these leads in every day. You're gonna have overflow. I call it overflow, bro. If I don't close it, just take the lead. I got the bread. Like what? Like it's so stingy, and you have such a scarce mindset. And to me, this is why teams don't grow. The agencies I've seen that grow, and honestly, I haven't worked with all of them, but I would love to like do a study. It may be something I start doing maybe in a year or two, where I'm just gonna start going into agencies, and I'm starting to hit up agencies now. Like, look, bro, we don't even got to do no retainer or whatever. Like, we can just work together, set up a deal, and like, I just want to learn. Like, because to me, I can share what I know works, you can share what you know works, and everybody wins. There's so much stinginess in this industry, and it really puts a bad taste in my mouth, but it also gives me purpose because I know that like the way we do things is so contrarian to everybody else that like that's why we'll always win. That's why I can play in the league and still be around after 3 years. And I know some of my competitors don't even exist. People don't even talk about them. I hear about the same companies, they pop up every year. There's a new company. They're popping and then they're gone. They're popping and then they're gone. And I'm like, bro, like you guys don't even exist anymore. I can't find your ads on the ads manager. Nobody's checking for you. And it's like the only ones that are really kind of sticking are the ones that are essentially a part. They're already like they have their own agency or they're a part of an IMO, which I think is a great idea. Like I'm not opposed to doing that. And I'm very open to doing that too. But it's like they don't run ads, they don't run. But anyways, rest assured. Point I'm trying to make though is that if you're an agent and you're getting those leads and you're an agency owner, bro, just give them to your people. Like I don't understand why you wouldn't do that. I actually don't get that at all. Why would you not pay for your agents? Sorry, not pay for your agents. Give your agents overflow. People are always so obsessed with like paying for the agents. Bro, you got so many leads. I would just be giving my agents my old leads that I didn't close. Like, hey, I talked to this person, I talked to this person. Give them my whole thing. People are like, yeah, I'm gonna go back and close them. It's the same thing with people in their closets. Now, this may just be me. I'm the type of person in my closet, if I'm not gonna wear it, I'm just gonna go give it. Like I'll put it in a basket and I'll take it down and to take it to a shelter or I'll take it to like a donation and I'll give them away. Shoes, clothes, everything. It's like, bro, if I'm not gonna wear it, what am I doing? There's literally no point in having that many clothes. You will never wear them. And a lot of times you just have stuff in there sitting. It's the same thing with leads. People got leads for days. They paid for mailers, they got all this stuff. And they're like, yeah, they're going to make their agents buy leads. Bro, what? Just give them your old leads. Like, I don't understand. Then they make money. Then you get them to buy their own age leads. And then you guys keep a database of all those. Like, you think that the lead companies do anything different? They just keep a database of the leads. It's just to stay organized. Right. So how I look at it is like if I was an agency owner, I'd hire a VA to do that full time. I'd be like, hey guys, look, here's what we're going to do. So we're going to create a data pool of all the leads that we've ever had. We're going to put all of them in here. When you don't close the lead or you don't work it effectively, all I need you to do is we're going to take it after a while and we're going to put it here. And then when the next person comes, they're going to work this. And we're going to have tiers, right? That's all I'm doing in my company. Like when I get a lead, if I'm on the phone with a client, and it happened earlier today, lead came in, passed it to one of my sales reps. He books an appointment, he closes it. Now, I have to pay him. I could have been selfish and been like, yo, that's my lead. It's like, dude, come on, bro. Like they eat, we're good. I make a little money. Like we're fine. But people don't think like they're like, I have to get the whole amount. It's like, just relax. It's not that deep. You'll make more and you'll have better conversations if different people can talk to them. And then you're going to save. They're going to save money. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to grow their agency faster. More people are going to want to work for them. They're not going to leave because they're like, this is a good culture, right? So in this analogy, 20 leads per day at $10 a lead, you're getting 20 fresh leads, which means you probably should close a deal or two a day. If you're closing a deal or two a day, average annual premium, let's just say is about $1,000 amongst all three of these leads. You're making $2K a day off of a $200 investment. 200 times 30 is $6,000. You're spending $6,000 a month, and you're making basically $6K a day. So 6 times 5 is $20K. Or six. Let's just say you close that 4 times in a week. So, or not 6K, 2K. I apologize. Times 5 is 10. 10 times 4 is 40K. That's the easiest way to do 40K just across the board. You start spending more, you get hired, across the board. And that's simple. And guess what? You're closing 40K, but you'll probably have an agent who closes another 10 if you just give them your leads. Now, here's where it gets fun. When you start doing this at higher numbers, so let's say you move that to $500 per day. Now you're getting 50 leads a day, say at $10 a piece. Okay. Now you're spending $500 a day. You multiply that, that's 30 days. That's 15 grand. I'm going to be honest with you. That's not a lot of money. But you just spent 15 grand, and that dang near could probably feed you and about 4 hungry agents. Because one agent could probably handle 10 leads a day, really working 10 leads. Think of what I'm saying here. You're getting 20 leads a day, meaning they opted in that day. You need to work them that day. People are like, yeah, I'm getting 20 leads a day, and I'll turn it on and off. What? That's so dumb. Yo, 20 leads a day, 500 leads a day. I'm spending $500 a day. Like, this is how I think. This is how you grow. Like, I mentioned my dog because I don't say my dog. I don't know him like that, but we're cool. Like, if he sees me, it's good. It's dude Stanley. If y'all don't know who he is, go look him up. I remember when he started working with me, he was like, yeah, bro, can I spend more? Like, I'll spend like $2 grand a week. And it was like, this would be me. Like, I was so used to spending $2,500 a week, like as an agent. And then people were like, $300 a week is a lot, $600 a week. I'm like, are you serious? Like, where's your mind at? Like, what are you saying? Like, you want to make what? And you're willing to spend what? It's just like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So if you're spending $500 a day, guess what you're doing? Okay, so you get 50 leads a day. Let's just say each agent can really work. Like, truthfully, I think one agent can probably work 10 leads effectively per day. And when I say work, I mean, bro, they're starting at 8, finishing at 8 damn near. If you have any sort of like indication, bro, you got like 3 or 4 leads to work. Because you got to think, every time you do a call, an appointment, that's a good 15-minute call, set, pre-frame, then 45 minutes. You can have leads coming in. Like, people don't look at stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, I'll call them. And then they get a call and they don't give it. It's like, bro, you didn't even try to reach out to these people. So if you got $500 a day and each agent can work at max 10 leads, that's 5 agents that are working off of one budget at $500 a day. If you're the agency owner, if you don't have a credit card that can handle that, then yeah, you're going to start with $200 a day. But the play I just showed you at $200 a day, you're making 40K. Let's say you're at 70%. Like, even if you're at, say, 40K, and then you get issue paid, let's just say you're at like 60% of that. It's like $25,000 off of a $6,000 investment. It's like, okay, well, then next month, dude, just spend it all and do the same thing and then pass it to your agents and watch what will happen, right? You'll start closing like crazy. And the next thing you know, you're just like running. But the thing is, so many people, that's why I'm like, I get on the edge. I'm like, dude, I got to get back in the space sometimes. I get on this edge of like wanting to go back because it's like the fact that they're giving you this loan, the only thing you have to do in the life insurance space to really grow is to keep the money. That's it. If you keep the money and you self-generate, run your own ads, you will destroy every single person because people don't think like that. And they think in such a lead mindset and they don't know how to pass things around to make the money work for everybody. Because think about it. If I can afford, if I have a credit card, I can afford to spend $500 a day, which is 15 grand in a month, right? And that's going to feed me and basically 4 agents. Bro, if I can get the 4 agents to write 20K, 30K, and then I put them at a comp where I'm like, dude, I'm just giving you leads because of that. Like, I'm gonna put you at this price. You can still give them fresh leads. Like, it's not like you have to give them aged leads. Here's the aged leads play. The aged leads play is not for the initial people. The aged leads play is for the people on the back end. Because let's just imagine if you're getting 50 leads a day times 30, that's 1,500 leads a month. Let's say that you guys are all closing, let's say each of y'all are closing 40 leads. So 40 leads times, let's just say it's 5 reps. Okay. So that's 200 leads closed. That means that 1,300 leads has not been closed. They may have been booked. So what do you do with 1,300 leads? Now, most people will just be like, yeah, we'll work them next month. And they never work anything properly. They spend so much, they don't work everything properly. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, I got brand new agents. Here's what I think we should do. Let's just give them the 1,300 leads. Oh, they're only 30 days old. Now I don't got to go tell them to go to Agent Lead Lab or here to buy leads. Wouldn't that make sense? It's like, yeah, bro, it's not hard. And if you really want to get saucy, guess what it costs to hire a VA? You can go hire a VA, freaking $300-$400 a week, $1,500 more to have a VA just organize everything and keep things clean, right? Leads that fall off the books, follow up. Like, it's like, and you don't even need a CRM for this. I'm just talking, you can grow your agency off of just that alone. Because now what you're going to do is you could create a tier. So you got fresh leads that people don't get, that I don't get the call. I give them to my agents. I got my age leads pipeline for my first month. So let's say you try to do $200 a day or even $100 a day, and you got less than that. So you got, instead of 600, you got 300 leads for the month. Bro, if you got 300 leads for the month and you close 30 of them, you still got 270 leads. Okay, well, you take those 270 and you give those to a new agent. You spend another $100 a month. That person works them. He makes up some money. You say, hey, look, bro, I'm going to put you at 50, 60% comp. I'm at whatever. I'll make the override. You don't even got to worry about leads, bro. I'm always going to feed you leads. I'm going to give you my age leads. I'll always have lead for you. I'll either buy them or I'll give you my older leads that I haven't worked. Here you go. They take the leads. Guess what they do? They're at a 60% comp. You don't need to bump them. They're not tripping. They don't pay for leads. Why would they pay for leads? There's no need. You're not, because if he writes, think about this. If you get him to just do 20K and he's at 60%, where's my phone at? He's at 60% comp. Let's look at this. $20K. And he's at 60% comp. That means he gets $1,200. Guess what you get? Let's say you're at 100. You're at 100%. You get 8 bands off of that. Guess what? He makes 12. He ain't tripping. Why is he tripping? Now, if you involve everything else I said in my videos up until this point, you will have been crushing it. You talked about the leads, what lead type you chose, how to pre-frame, how to close. If you're really in your bag, so for me, like the thought process is like, whoa, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. Like nothing about that makes sense. You can bump those numbers up. Even if your lead was $20 and you doubled the cost of everything, like you'd still be good because you're making at 100% comp of $8,000 a month off of one agent. What are you saying? If you get 5 agents to do that, that's $40K. You get 10 agents to do that, that's 10. You get 100 agents to do that, that's $800,000. Why would you not be able to go on the street and give somebody free high intent leads, tell them this, give them everything they need, and you're just like, dude, all I got to spend is, this is the analogy of you spending $200 a day. Or 100, I'm sorry. They make that, then you bump it up to 200 because now they're ready. They bring somebody in, you create a tier system. There's no reason it can't work. People just don't understand how to move the leads around. There's so many leads we have that we don't work. That's the problem. Yes, you need to buy leads, but once you buy your first pack of anything fresh, from that point forward, you should never really buy aged leads. You should create your own age. That's why I said how to build a massive aged leads pipeline. I should have called it how to build a massive aged lead pipeline that converts, because that's really what it is. Because now they're not really aged, like they're like 20 days old. It's like, okay, yeah, somebody from our team tried to reach out to you. They're your leads. That's why I think self-gen is much better than leads when you're trying to build an agency. Hence why we have prerequisites for agencies. These are the strategies that we try to teach people. People don't listen. They don't want to put these in place. They still think how they want to think. But when you think strategically like a business owner, you actually save money. You're saving your agents money. You're going to keep retention because nobody else is doing this. Nobody can say, yeah, I give my agents high intent leads. How the hell do you do that? Excuse me, sorry. How do you do that? Like, hey man, well, overflow leads I don't close, I just send it to them. They close them. I make money because they're at a lower comp. They're not tripping because they don't have to pay for any leads. I teach them how to sell. We're good. Dude, if you're telling me you're gonna give me free leads, I'm gonna make 12 bands a month. Are you serious? 60%, and maybe I can get up to 80. I'm good. When I get to 80, I gotta build a team. I'm cool. Max is 80. Look, man, that's the most you can get because the way that we do our system, you're not gonna get 100. But this I think you never got to pay for leads. What do you mean, dude? I have a whole blueprint system. You're spending 15 grand in the worst case scenario. Remember, in the 15 grand scenario, every agent, you have 200 leads closed. Each agent is closing 40 deals. They're making 40K a month. That means if they're doing 40K, you got 5 agents, that's $200,000 for your agency. If you are at a 40% comp, that means you're bringing home 80 grand. Guess what you put in? 15 bands. Guess what we also didn't account for your 40K? So you, in this analogy, are making $80,000 off a $15,000 investment into ads. Guess what we're not accounting for? There's 1,300 more leads. So guess what? The next wave of agents, guess what they get? Free leads. Hey, bro, here's your first pack of leads. 300 of them bad boys, 400 of them bad boys. Or break the numbers down. Let's see how many agents you could do. 1,300. Let's say you got 1,300 divided by 3. You give them 433 leads. So here's your first batch of 433 leads. Once you get that, you're going to start contributing to your own ad campaign. And guess what they do? They put up $50. You say, hey, bro, you got 433 leads. For every 100 leads, I need you to close 1 to 2 policies. The average annual premium, because of the lead type we choose, which is mortgage protection or IUL or vet or whatever, is like $1,000. So that means you're going to make $2K off an investment that you did not make. You're going to make $2K for every 100 leads. So you do 2K times 4 is $8K. You are not allowed to spend that money. You are going to take that $8,000. You're going to put $1,500 into a direct, you're going to create fresh ad campaign. You're going to have fresh leads dripping in at $50 or $100, whatever it is. If you want to be honest, I would tell them to do 100. You're going to take $100 a day, $700 a week, $3 grand immediately from the top. Take that. Now you're at 5,000. You're going to live off that 5K for the whole month. That's all you're going to do. You didn't pay for leads. You take the 3K, you're going to now put it into leads. There's so many ways you could do it. You could have the initial startup program. You could never have them do it. You could have them do that 8K and deposit it. Guess what? You're still making money off the 8K. So if you're making that 40%, let's just do the math. That's $3,200. Oh, guess what you could do? You could put that $3,200 back in the ad spend so they can keep churning and you can keep making money. Or you could take it away from your 500. Like, it's all just a game. It's all about where you put the money when you get it. And if you do this right, you will have so many leads you will never need to go to another lead vendor. The problem is people aren't organized, people aren't disciplined, people are too dang greedy. If you're too greedy, you're not disciplined, and you don't understand how to hire and put people in positions, then you're cooked. Now, the wild thing is I have this all broken down for my Apex clients, but they don't, like a lot of people, when you're transparent, they don't even listen. They're like, yeah, I'd rather do this. I'm like, bro, you don't even understand how to, like, if you spent more and then just reworked your own leads, you'd be fine. I always talk about this guy. I'm like, I have people that do this, but they don't do it intentionally. They do it as like, here goes some leads. And then they give their old agents leads and then they close. And I'm like, if you kept running your campaign and you just got better on the front end, you'd be making money on both ends. But now, instead of doing that, you stopped your campaign, you did this, you did that, and whatever. And it's like, yo, you should already have things budgeted in your head. Like before we ramped our spend up, I already knew I was paying 10 bands. So I already got the money in my head. Like $10,000 is already off top. I got to put this in the ads. So then I bump it up. I'm going to go 30. I'm going to go 30K next month. It's like, okay, $30,000. I'm going to put that in the ads. It just makes sense to me. I don't see why it wouldn't make sense, right? It's like, I put 30 in. Cool. But the more you start like thinking through it and then you get all attached to it, you don't have a system, the harder it is. When you can think about the numbers, when I broke that down, it made a lot of sense. You're like, dang, I have 1,300 leads left over. That's a lot of leads. Why would you work those leads? That don't make no sense. You are a top agent. Your people are top people. Guess what happens? Next month, you finna get another 1,500 leads. And you're going to make 40K. And then now what you're going to have? 2,600. So you should be recruiting and bringing people in like this, and your pitch should be you will not have to pay for leads. If you want to pay, if you don't want to pay for leads, we'll get you a 20K. If you're willing to pay for leads, you'll go from 20 to whatever. You can make more money, but it's not going to change your comp. The most you can get to is 80%. I'm at 100. The reason why is because I front all the leads. You got two options. You can front all your leads and you can move to 80, right? Or you can stay where you're at in 60, but I'm going to make it because I've created the whole system. I'm paying for the staff. I'm paying for it. It's like, this is what I'm going to do. Point blank, period, simple. You don't like it, can't help you. Sorry. This is not the place for you. But if you're holding their hand and you're letting people know and they're like, yeah, I can go make all this. Cool, go over there, bro. You got to pay for your own leads. You're not going to have a system. You're not going to have no help. And this is how you should be pitching it because you're building a pipeline. And then when you look up, this is only 500. If you start spending $1,000 a day, that's 30K. And all these numbers double. So now you've got 3,000 leads. Then you got 6,000. Then you got 12,000. And then if you have other people contributing, now you take all the leads. And guess what? You get to the point where you have so many leads, you won't have to spend money on ads. You'll be able to just spend 15 grand and feed the whole squad. Because people will be working all the leads so frequently that they won't have to go anywhere. And then all you'll do is just trickle in fresh leads. Yo, you get 10, 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 here go 50 fresh leads for the month, 50, 50, 50. Here go bonus leads. But it all starts with you having a credit card, you being willing to bet on yourself and understanding and knowing how advertising strategy works. And if you're not willing to do that, you will never, ever, ever get there. I'm sorry. There's no way to cut it. I'm not sugarcoating it. It's just the truth. If you put together these strategies, though, you will be successful. You will create a massive age lead pipeline that's profitable. I wish I would have said that. Massive age lead pipeline that's profitable. And you will be able to consistently predict how well your agency will do. If you don't have predictable systems, you can't predict how well your agency will do. And you can't really live how you want to live. I'm starting to feel more and more convicted because I'm like, dang, for the first time in almost 4 years, I finally am like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like. Like all these other people have been running ads and all this other stuff. And I'm like, dude, I'm just not getting into it. But it's okay because I got the social proof. I know what I'm doing. Not from an ad scaling standpoint, but from the business infrastructure. I know I have a good product or service. So now it's just a matter of I just got to get it into more people's hands. And I got to keep scaling progressively. And I will get to my goals, right? But I also know that I'm going to build a team that works leads because it's like, why wouldn't you? It's like, I'm going to send a blast out. No, I'm going to hire dogs. I'm going to be like, bro, I will pay you. Dude, here go all the leads we've ever had. You really want to make money? Call these. I can get an appointment center. Dude, just call through all these leads. And after you call them, you're going to book appointments and then we're going to close them. Point blank period. Like I got somebody in mind. Matter of fact, let me pause this. Cool. My bad. So yeah, long story short, as always, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I hope this made sense. I went really in depth, but the concept is build your own pipeline. Like that's it. Like you have to understand and know the importance of like how to build it and like what to do with it. Because if you can do that, you will give all of your agents everything that they need. You just got to be more organized than the next person. That's it, right? My name's Trey. I run a company. It's called Agent Lead Lab. For those that don't know, okay? The company, like I said, we've been in business 3 years, 3.5, I apologize. 550 agents have issue paid $40,000 a month. You go to my website, I'm not capping. I have over 100, I think it's 90 videos now of agents breaking down how they did it, what they're doing. I'm actually looking to add some more because I have so many agents that are making it. I like try to interview them and walk through like, okay, what do you do? How do you do? We got master classes, videos. Like we have everything you need in the community. It's not one of these cap things where we're just like, I'm talking. It's not even me. It's other agents. They're breaking down exactly what they do, how they do it with the leads and why it works. So if you're like if you're looking for something where you can tap into a community, the name, it's called Lead Lab CRM. That is our lead vending business. That's what we do. We sell leads, point blank period. If you're looking for something a little bit more personalized, we have what's called our Apex package. All right. This is going to be for agency owners who are doing, they have 2 to 4 agents doing $20,000 to $40,000 a month, as I mentioned earlier. Then on top of that, their agency should be doing, 250 to 300 plus minimally. And they're willing to invest. We are running ads for your agency. I'll go into more depth and how it looks, but if you don't meet those pre-qualifications, which is totally fine, don't book the call, right? The investment to just get to put your foot in the door, right? If you don't have at least 5K, don't even book the call. I'm not trying to be rude, just don't book the call. Not trying to be rude, but it's just not going to be a fit for you. If you don't have those pre-qualifications, you're just not a fit for it. And that's okay. But it's like, that's not this program. This program is for people who can do this. If $200 a day scares you, if $500 a day scares you, don't book the call. Just go buy leads. I will get you to 40K. We got all the systems and blueprints to get you there. But if you want to hire us, you got to be willing to spend money. Your agency got to be willing to spend $200, $500 a day. You got to be willing for it to take time. You got to be patient. We're not working with people like, I'm done. I'll be honest, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm done with the people that can't be patient, that just like want things to just happen fast. If you want that, just go buy leads. Hit us up and be like, yo, Trey, I just want to work out a deal where I can buy leads from my agents. That's fine. We'll do that. But all this, like, I want to build this and like, I want to self-gen, like, bro, you don't really want to do that. Like, if you want to do that, you got to be patient. You got to give it time to really optimize and work. Because at the end of the day, like, if you're not doing that, then you're hurting yourself, truthfully, because you bought into an idea. When somebody runs ads for you, they're telling you that we're going to set these ads up so they work. You think that it's just a faucet that you turn on, turn off. You don't know it's a faucet? Buying leads. Running ads is not a faucet that you just turn on and turn off. I thought that was my wife. You turn on and turn off. It's not. You got to let it optimize. People are like, yeah, it's been 3 days. I'm like, bro, it's been 3 days. What you're trying to get to is to get 50 leads a day for $500 for $10 a lead, right? That's my bad. $10 a lead, my bad. But you guys get the point. Like, if you're not doing that, then you're trying to rush it. Just buy leads. Genuinely, just buy leads. Don't bug these companies. Don't bug me. Don't bug other people and say you want to build an agency when you don't. And you're not ready for this either. If you're not ready to invest, not necessarily saying that you have to spend money with me. It doesn't have to be me. But if you are not ready to invest and spend money per day to get leads, then it's like, what are you doing? Like, you're not, just go buy leads. Don't try to do this self-gen run ads thing if you're not willing to put together strategies. Because it's not just, think about it. If you're running ads and you're just getting leads and you do nothing else, you're hurting yourself. You're not even leveraging all the other things that having a team that run ads does. Because mostly every ads agency should have like admins, VAs that you can be like, hey, bro, like, I'm looking to do this. Can you help me? Like, they'll probably say yes. I know if you ask us, we will. We got a whole entire tutorial on it. So as always, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you're interested, go to agentleadlab.com for the agency. If you're an agency owner, if you're an individual agent, go to Lead Lab CRM. We'd love to work with you. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.